this is a pond that we've looked after now for quite a long time, probably the past 8 years, I would imagine. And this client, he buys koi from us from Japan and stuff like that. So, and we maintain the pond. This pond's had a couple of issues this year, which is why I wanted to do the video. Probably round about March time, the customer called me and he said that there was a couple not looking too good, so we came round and scrapes. Now there was parasites on the fish when we came round, so that's what we started to treat for. But then from the parasites, and something that you've got to understand with the parasites is, and this what we do, is that probably 99% of all problems that start in a koi pond, bacterial issues, damages, anything like that, they will all start from some kind of parasite. That's how it does it. You know, the parasites will start, and if the parasites are left too long and they get too much, then you know you're gonna start, the fish will flash on the bottom and they'll knock themselves, and then them wounds will get infected, etc., etc. Now what we did is that we eradicated the parasites. The parasites were flukes. It was quite a bad case of flukes, and I understand that a lot of people this year did have bad cases of flukes. So the customer bought some fish off us the last December when they came in from last October's trip, and usually we bring them up probably around about March time, something like that, after they've been through the quarantine and everything like that. Even though this pond's heated, but we still waited, luckily. So anyway, we didn't put the fish in until recently, while we got rid of the parasite problem and then a following bacterial issue which set in the pond, and unfortunately the customer lost 2 fish out of the collection, one which just swelled up with dropsy, and the other one which the damage on it just kept spreading, you see. So it was, we came up probably about 3 times and treated every single fish in the pond. We chloramine tea'd the pond at high doses with salt in, and they had the full range of treatments. You know, the damages were treated. There's probably about 4 fish that had a damage on, the rest were fine. But yeah, but we've waited and made sure that everything's fine and there's no parasites in there, and that's why we've started bringing some fish up now. So the customer's got a total, I think there's 5 fish. I brought 2 up the other day, I've got 3 with me today, and I was going to do the pond at the same time. So, but yeah, it's a lovely pond. It's I think he built it, well, it was built about 10 years ago, something like that, and we've upgraded everything on it. So originally it came with a Nexus 200 when we started dealing with the client, and now we've updated it now to a Nexus 220 on an auto. We've also put a 24-inch bead on the pond. So remember as well, this is a 5,500 gallon pond, and it's got some nice fish in it, it's got some big fish in it, and this is run on a 220 and a 24-inch micro bead. It's got the vary pumps on it, the A110s, everything like that. It's running really well. So it coming from a skimmer, bottom drain, everything. So we'll go through that in a second. But yeah, it's a lovely pond, and happy to show it you now. 1 second. And here we go. There's the filters. It's on a 13.5 kilowatt air source heat pump. Some of these fish that he's had in here now, they're, you know, a good few years old. There's just one tan showing here, which we've been looking after, which is there. You can see the mark on its side. It's all healed over now, it's all skinned, so we're just waiting for that all to colour up and over. But yeah, the fish are looking a lot better now. They were quite sick, but like I said, this is what happens with the bacterial issue. But yeah, they've all recovered well. Now they just need feeding up, and this customer never covers the pond in the winter, so it will be heated all the way through. Not the cheapest thing to do, but that's the prerogative. That's the auto top up now. We're going to put that will be hidden at some stage. Not sure when, but yeah, it's looking good. So the pond specs is a bottom drain, 1 bottom drain, going into a Nexus 220 auto. And then over on the back wall, there's a skimmer, which runs straight into the 24-inch bead. And the skimmer line runs the heating system as well. So yeah, this is the 220, running really well on the auto kit. The auto kit was fitted probably around January time. Yeah, been running absolutely brilliantly since. You've got the 4-inch line coming in under there, coming up into the Nexus, and then it's returning via 2 returns going back into the pond off the Nexus, and then back to the bead. The bead is running via the skimmer back through 1 return back into the pond. So, I mean, you know, people wonder why it's the Nexus 220 is on this pond. It's just that that's how it was built originally. But this system is perfectly, you know, it's running this pond absolutely great, no problem at all, and it has been doing for quite a few years now. So, and like I said, you couldn't extend the filter house or the levels, so that's what had to go back in really. But now we've got the auto kit on it. It cleans every 3 days, and the owner just forgets about it now, so he never really goes in here now. He was telling me before that the bead, he's cleaning that now about once every 10 days, which is great. So it's keeping good water, great water quality. Where this is, we do sometimes have issues with low pH in this area because the water is very soft, so we do have to buffer regular. Well, the client has to buffer regular, but yeah, so that's the only issue with this pond really, or with this area of where the water is really soft, and I suppose a lot of people can relate to that. But yeah, it's looking really good. When we installed the bead originally, there was another pump on it, so we did change it over this year as well to a 20,000, and we put a new UV on this year as well. So that's coming on really well. Yeah, and that's about it really. So let's get these new fish in. This pond's only about 20 minutes from the shop, and the temperatures in the bags are exactly the same. So I'm just going to put them straight in now. Lovely. guys. A 5,500 gallon pond, run off a bottom drain into a Nexus 220 with the auto kit. Then the skimmer line, which is just a normal skimmer, one of just the black one. It's not one of our wall skimmers. This was done before that, but that feeds straight into a 24-inch bead, micro K1 bead. Water's great, everything's good. But yeah, it's a beautiful setup. Fish are just being shy now because we just put the new ones in. But yeah, so small filter house, big pond. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. So we are coming into the stage now where we should have been in Japan. But there will be some stuff coming through. So, and some news coming up. So stay tuned. I'll probably do a koi video probably next week. And we can go through a few things. I've added a few things to my story and whatnot, that fish that I've been getting sent over. But yeah, so we'll have a look what comes in. But thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next.